All right, so good morning. I'm very ragtag today. I usually wash or condition my hair in the morning um, when I can or when I get up, but I didn't today because usually what happens is that when I wash or condition my hair the same day, it doesn't have any body at all. And normally what happens is that the next morning when I wake up, you know, it has body because you slept on it. Somehow, I decided to try to wear my hair out today, and it's not working out. It's not working out. So it's like, yeah. But then it's like I already took my shower, so I wasn't getting back, getting back in the, um, I wasn't getting back in the shower. So that's kind of what it is. And I am looking kind of ragtag today. Um, I'm wearing one of those outfits where it seemed like a good, and I'm creative, so I do this quite often, probably more than not. Um, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but I went to take a picture, and I was like, "Whoa, that's pretty homely." I have on an old school jean jacket, an old school red skirt, and some ankle red boots. The thing is that the skirt and the boots don't really match completely, so it looks really ragtag, but it's okay because um, the reason why I really wanted to go to this church, and I've been wanting to go for like weeks. Every week, something to happen. Wake up late, can't find something to wear. Such and such, feeling this way, that way, and really, I didn't have anything to wear today. But I was like, well, I'll just put on, you know, it's a skirt. I only have like maybe I have one dress that's like way too tight. Then I have this which is way too casual and ragtag. I didn't realize it was ragtag, so I took a picture of it. And then I have a dress that's suitable, but I would have to actually go through really looking for it. It's in the right bag, but I didn't feel like taking everything out to find it. So this is what it is. Had a thought about my mom, and the reason I thought about her was because it was a sad thought because I missed her. Because it was sad, not because of that, but I miss her memory because I'm starting to forget things about her. For example, um, yesterday I went to the Korean store because I wanted to get some rice, that Korean rice that we grew up on. When I went to the store and I got through the line, the ajashi told me, and I don't even know. It's so sad. I bet Korean people, when they look at Korean American people, especially those that are further, obviously further from the culture, like myself, that are darker. I guess, if they're good people, sometimes they probably get sad thinking about it because still growing up, everybody was Ajima, Ajashi, you know. But, what if that's only for children and now I'm a grown up and these are no longer Ajimas and Ajishis and emos. They're because we're the same age now. I may be somebody's Ajima, you know. I doubt it because I don't have a family. But, you know, it's just, it must be sad to them, that somehow these children began to be raised up in the Korean culture, and then all of a sudden they're ejected from the culture and thrown away. Um, you know what? I just had a revelation. It's like thrown away by their community. Not only they have a parent, usually the mom, that's Korean, that's trying to raise their children the way they know how, Korean style. And they're instilling all these values in a country that doesn't have the same value system. And then if you're doing it, especially with someone that's black, you don't really have a lot of support. And so what ends up happening, they try, and after a while they give up because you can't make these children that society looks at and sees as black Korean because they're not the Korean reinforcement, Korean training is not going to be reinforced when you walk down the street and a Korean person sees you. If they recognize that you're Korean, they're still not going to, reinforce those value systems in you because you're not there. You're different to them because they don't know how you've been raised. They don't know what you've been exposed to, and they know that it's not, you know, typically, a good thing. So Anyways, talking about the story about the rice. So I went to go get the rice that I grew up on, and I've been craving it for the longest time. Oh, my hair is so bad, but I've been craving it. I can't. Why do I insist on doing this? But at least I recognize how bad it is. That's the thing. But so anyhow, went to get the Korean rice that I grew up on. When I got to the register, the ajushi told me, he was like, this rice, and it was a cute little bag, the biggest one that I could find of it. He was like, this rice is out of season. It might have bugs in it. And I'm looking at him like, first I'm just so disappointed because I've waited all this time, to get my Korean rice, all this time, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's telling me that it might have bugs in it. So that's the primary thought. The hind thought that's way in the background is not even important. Is like, and why the heck do you have it on the shelf, But I'm like, man, I really want that rice. And he was telling me, oh, choose one of those over there. And they were like huge bags. And I was like, but this is the only rice that I know. It's the only rice that I know. And the reason my mom picked that rice, when she used to go to the Korean store back then, they didn't have a good variety of rice. She was like, this is not good rice, and this was the best that they had. And then I guess the other rice was too expensive, so she never even mentioned it. But that was the rice I grew up on, and I was just flabbergasted because I was like, no, I want my rice. And the other cashier, I guess both of them were Korean, could see, that my heart was breaking, and he was just like, well, it's a higher possibility that it could have. Basically you can buy it if you want to, but you're going to have a hard time, bringing it back and all this. Not that they wouldn't exchange it, but who wants to take home 10 pounds of rice and then have to come back and bring it back? So, I tried the other one, but my heart just broke. But he explained to me, which at the time I didn't think that I knew, was that in the Korean rice, they only harvest it once a year. This is the end of the season. And so if the rice has been sitting around too long, it may have bugs in it. And so the new crop is coming, and it should be here like in 2 or 3 weeks, And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I was just seemed so amazed. And when I thought about it, my memory came back of my mom telling me that when we went to go buy the Korean rice when I was 8 or 9 years old, And the memory came back, and it made me sad that I actually forgot that my mom told me that. And that's scary because I'm starting to forget my mom. Her memory's starting to go, But I guess it's a good thing. But, it's just so many. And then this morning, a person made some fresh squeezed orange juice, like from the oranges in the tree. And, they offered it to me. And it broke my heart because, again, it reminded me of when my mom was good. And she used to do that, fresh squeezed orange juice, made all the clothes handmade. We used to go pick berries. And then my dad and I, we used to go do the pecans and apples and stuff like that, So, yeah. So, but the good news is that all of my life, God will be with me. He's walking with me now. And, that's the good news, So I'm thankful that I do have, the memories that I do have, and, that there's still love in my heart. So anyways, good morning.